Afoko has announced his intention to contest the party's national chairmanship position in the upcoming national officers election. The declaration made in a statement today marks his first major political move since his suspension nearly a decade ago. Mr. Afoko says his decision follows wide consultations and encouragement from party members and stakeholders. He first made history in 2014 when he became the NPP's first northern-born national chairman, and his tenure, however, was cut short in 2015, just barely a year after, which led to his suspension over internal disputes that led to a constitutional crisis within the NPP. Paul Afoko says his comeback is driven by a desire to rebuild, strengthen and unify the NPP through transparency, inclusivity and renewed leadership. He now joins a growing list of party heavyweights seeking the NPP's top executive position, including the former CEO of State Transport Corporation, Nana Akomia, former Energy Minister Boakye Jaakon, former General Secretary John Buedu, and Ashanti Regional Chairman Benedict Boisiakon, also known as Chairman Wontumi. All these gentlemen are seeking different positions in the party. Specifically, some of them are going for the national chairmanship slot. In a jiffy, we would speak to the spokesperson of Paul Afoko and get into the behind-the-scenes thinking and the tete-a-tete that has gone on to inform his decision to want to come back to in leadership position of the party. But first, let's speak to Jonathan Asante-Otchere, doctor, who is a political analyst and lecturer. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost Dr. Asante-Otchere there. But for those of you who've been following Ghana's politics and have keenly paid attention to the New Patriotic Party, one of Ghana's largest political parties, twice they've had the opportunity to lead the country, first under former President John Agyekum Kufuor and then under Nana Addo Kufuor. It was in the latter part of the campaign, 2015 thereabout, when the Akufo-Addo was heavily seeking to win for the first time to be president of the republic, that Paul Afoko was suspended. And beyond that, Nana Akufo-Addo came into power. The party has been in power or had been in power for 8 years and are now in opposition. What exactly is informing his decision to return to the reins of power? What exactly is the reasoning or the thinking that has gone into Paul Afoko's meeting with his people that he says have encouraged him and are calling on him to come and lead the party as chairman? Well, let's put some of those questions to Dr. Jonathan Asante-Otchere, who has joined us for a quick chat. Doc, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, Martin.
What did you make of the announcement by Paul Afoko that he intends to come back to contest the chairmanship position of the party? You remember that his earlier stint was short-lived, but after being in suspension and having been quiet all this while, he has decided to step or throw his heart into the ring. How does this come to you?
Well, Martin, let me say good evening to your listeners and to your good self once again. It is quite interesting and intriguing that Mr. Paul Afoko, will decide to come back and take, take a shot at the same position that he was once, suspended indefinitely for. It's very interesting. In actual fact, I am beginning to think that the chairmanship is becoming more interesting, more thrilling than that of the presidential slot. I'm telling you, because the characters that have shown, demonstrated this idea, this desire, to hold that office is very interesting. And I think that it adds some kind of color. I don't want to believe that because they have amended their constitution, i.e. ensuring that when the party is in government or in opposition, the chairman becomes a leader. So that position has become more attractive than even probably the presidential slot. Because to have Mr. Afoko join, I really don't know what might have informed that. Because I'm beginning to think that those who really know him and they are still within the party and their delegate could easily decide for him. So I'm foreseeing some kind of sympathy vote. But I know and believe that Mr. Boakye-Jarko, stands tall as far as current politics is concerned. And so that's the more reason why I advise Mr. Kwabena-Japon to have gone for the chairmanship. I'm very sure that if Mr. Kwabena-Japon had gone for the chairmanship, I don't think that Mr. Afoko will have wanted to come back to that particular slot. I don't think Mr. Boakye-Jarko will have wished to, because they seem to have similar characteristics. They seem to have the same desire. They are really forceful and forthright as far as their thought processes are concerned. And so Mr. Afoko in the doldrum for 10 solid years, I was even wondering when he got reinstated, he did not even utter a word. And suddenly, in actual fact, he has really conducted himself very well, since or post the suspension, then the suspension, and post the reinstatement of that particular status as a member of the party. And so I think that this is really going to make the contest quite colorful and very competitive.
He has had the experience of leading the party before as chairman, and unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, his time wasn't as productive as he personally would have expected. Then he was suspended. Almost a decade on, he is coming back. What do you think his chances are? He's been there before. He knows how the dynamics are in terms of campaigning and speaking to the delegates and coming back. Not much has changed between then and now. So he certainly has some kind of experience when it has to do with campaigning and talking to delegates and hopefully winning. Does he stand a chance this time around, you think?
Well, I cannot easily say so, because he's been in the doldrum. I think he's conducted himself very well, as I said. He's never uttered a word for or against anybody. And so he stands tall with the issue of what we call attracting sympathy vote. That one is there. But having been out of the politics of the day for almost 10 years, it's not an easy thing to come and reclaim that particular slot. That apart, those reasons that might have occasioned their suspension, if it is for good or bad, if it is for bad, then internally some people can use that against him. If it is for good, then obviously he will attract the needed sympathy vote, as I spoke about. But what could affect him is the fact that it doesn't seem he will appear rusty as far as the political terrain is concerned, because there are others who are regularly and almost on a daily basis in active political arrangement, political organization, political speeches, thought processes here and there. So some of the people who are going to contest him are already household names, and that is a Herculean task for him. Other than that, in terms of sympathy vote, and if indeed the party intends to go a new direction, I think that the front runners could easily be Afoko and Mr. Boakye-Jarko, or Mr. Boakye-Jarko and Mr. Afoko.
Right.
That of Mr. What's the name?
Nana Komia.
Nana Komia. The Nana Komia one, you see, if Dr. Baumia is likely to win, then, that will affect him, because they wouldn't want a yes sir kind of executive to be there. They will want people who will have diverse views and be able to build a party out of diversity or converge.
Okay. Doc, kindly hold on for us. We've been joined by Nana Yaw-Osei, who is spokesperson for Mr. Paul Afoko. I mean, it will just be a minute. It will just be a minute. So kindly hold on for us. Let me bring in Nana Yaw-Osei. Nana, good evening to you as well. I think the big question many would ask is, what is informing Mr. Paul Afoko's decision to give it another shot as chairman of the party?
Yeah, thank you very much. The reason is simple. Everybody knows what happened in election 2024, and even the period leading to election 2024. The party wasn't in any better shape. In fact, the election results of 2024 was the icing on the cake, if I may put it that way. Now, it is common knowledge out there that the party requires better organization if it is to forge ahead and to be able to contest any future elections as a credible political party. And so at this juncture, all well-meaning party people have been speaking to each other. And then the idea of Mr. Afoko coming into the picture came up. A lot of people have approached him. He's done a lot of consultations with party people. And his conclusion is that if indeed his MPP, the MPP he has been associated with since several years ago, is to be able to come back to power, then all hands must be on deck. That is the reason why he has decided that he wants to join the fray. He wants to contest for the national chairmanship again. Mind you, this will not be his first time. He's contested and won before. He has some track record. I heard Mr. or Dr. Jonathan Asiedu-Dartey make some nice analysis. Yes, as for analysis, depending on where you are coming from, you can say all kinds of things. Let me thank him for whatever he said. But Mr. Afoko believes that once the call to stand again is from the party people, then the work wouldn't be as difficult as some people would want him to believe. At the end of the day, he would engage with the party people. Continuous engagement.
Okay. Nana, yeah, I would kindly hold on for me because, Doc has to leave us. I want to put the answer you've just given us as in what the rationale is for Mr. Paul Afoko to want to come back and how he assesses that. So, Dr. Asiedu-Dartey, he says that, look, the calls for him to come back is incessant. People within the party feel that if they have any chance of winning again, they need old guards with experience to pick up the mantle again. Does that? How do you make, or what do you make of that analysis, which has been the defining factor for Mr. Afoko?
Yeah, Mr. Martin. The point is that yes, I think it's an interesting rationalization of the situation. I think that Mr. Afoko really wants to use this to relaunch his political career and then see what happens. Because in as much as I have my sympathy, and a soft spot for him because of what happened to him, in actual fact, I found out that they really wanted to crack the whip within the party and didn't go down well with certain categories of the party, and then they engineered those kinds of indefinite suspension against the two of them. But, it is not that simple, for him to really win. I believe he will have some sympathy vote, but what can only affect him is the rustiness. Having been out of, day-to-day political campaigning, is definitely going to be rusty. And, connectivity, network-wise, and all those things could easily affect him. So in as much as it may be a good material for the reorganization of the party, maybe he could serve in a different capacity instead of, getting a chairmanship back. But let's see how it goes. I wish him all the best. But I like the rationalization that he's putting out there. Certainly, he will have to rationalize for his boss. Other than that, of what use will he want to come? He must have a good reason for him to come baback. Yeah.
Dr. Jonathan Asiedu-Dartey, thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. He is a political analyst and a lecturer in political science as well. So now let's extend the conversation, shall we, Mr. Osei? We know also that, we've all followed the previous election of Paul Afoko. How has he, would you say that he has healed following the kind of issues that happened which led to his suspension? Has he healed? Has he mended all wounds? Has he built bridges for which reason you believe, or he believes that his return would be a lot easier as compared to even his first time when he tried to win the position?
Yeah, my brother, if you I've taken a good look at the press statement. He talks about putting the past behind. You see, and I did indicate that Mr. Afoko did not just get up and say that on 28th of October, I will announce my intention to contest for the chairmanship of the NPP. A lot of consultations have gone on. I appreciate the concerns shared by Jonathan Asante-Otchere. But the point is that when Afoko was contesting for the first time, who knew him? He was a party member, ordinary party member. But when he decided to join the fray to contest, what did we see in Tamale? At the end of the day, continuous engagement with the party people with his message won him the day. And so for him, this time is no different from that time. This time, he's coming in as a former national chairman. He still has a lot of people within the party who believe in him. And so, as I said, and as is contained in the press release, you will see that he has indicated continuous engagement with the party people, stakeholders within the party. As for political rustiness, I don't know what it means. Whether because he was not seen on political platforms speaking, it means he has become politically rusty or not. That one I cannot tell. But the answer lies in the fact that before he contested in 2014, whoever saw Mr. Afoko on a political platform? Nobody did. And so this time,
I would want to hazard a guess and say maybe the word political rustiness might stem from the thinking that, for instance, in the almost a decade while he was not seen in public light or in the media or on campaign platforms or political platforms, the likes of John Boedu, Chairman Wontumi, even to some extent, Mr. Boakye Jako and Anakumia have been at the forefront of political activism and conversation. So maybe that is the assumption behind why we are saying that his silence might be a challenge for him. Yes.
Need I remind you again that before 2014, when Mr. Afoko beat experienced political figures like Jake Obechebilamto, Fred Owari, Stephen Intim, and the other person I think I've forgotten. These were party people who everybody knew. And so Mr. Afoko from nowhere, in terms of political stature, he measured up to none of them in the period leading to 2014.
Right.
How did he win? He engaged the party people. For me, he is in a better state now because he comes in as a former national chairman. He has a lot of people on the ground. He would engage them. At the end of the day, he believes that the party people who will be voting next year will have the opportunity to assess all of them.
Right.
And if that assessment is done ultimately, his record will stand very tall.
Right.
Now let me remind you of this. You remember in the period leading to 2016, he supervised parliamentary primaries within the party without a hitch. And that resulted in the 169 constituencies or MPs the NPP had in 2017. Do you remember? That number reduced to 137 in 2020, has reduced to 87 in 2024 or 2025, if you want it that way. And so he believes that if he's given the opportunity once again, together with others, they will be able to reorganize and get the party in a better position to forge ahead.
Okay. My last question to you, kindly indulge me, would be, we know that there are some pull and push factors within the rank and file of the party, and one key issue would be where a candidate for the party position aligns, whether they align with the Alan, I beg your pardon, whether they align with the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp or the Kenneth Japon camp or Brian Champon camp or maybe Dr. Yaoseye Duchum. So the flag bearer slots are one of the key pull or push factors that some of these other positions would be hoping to align with. Where is Mr. Paul Afoko aligning? With whom do you foresee that his campaign message would align with, so that if he does win as chairman, he can then mobilize to vote for that particular candidate?
My brother, do you expect Mr. Afoko to align with any of the candidates? He is contesting for the position of the national chairman. In fact, he believes that if the party is not well organized, whoever becomes the party's flag bearer cannot win the elections. So he believes that reorganizing the party is the topmost priority, number one, such that if the party is strong enough, whoever emerges, the names you have mentioned, whoever emerges as the flag bearer, the party will be ready going forward. He has no interest in aligning with people. You see, when you started mentioning names, you mentioned the name of Mr. Alban. Is that not it?
Yes.
Is he with NPP any longer?
No, he's not.
He's not with the NPP.
Okay.
That factionalism, where people will box people into certain factions and corners, has never helped the NPP.
Okay.
And Mr. Afoko doesn't believe in throwing your support for candidate A even before the election happens. People can say all kinds of things, just like they did before 2014. He told the party people, those who matter, that anybody you select and you give me the chairmanship, we will work together and push the person to the presidency.
All right.
He's repeating the same message.
Okay.
He's not interested in, at all costs, A or B must become the flag bearer. No.
Right. Okay.
He's not interested in that.
We are grateful, Mr. Nanaia Osei. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best. Certainly we'll be engaging a lot more as we all build up to that important national exercise of the New Patriotic Party. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And you heard the voice and thoughts of Nanaia Osei, spokesperson to Paul Afoko, who is seeking a comeback as national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. He has thrown in his hat, and as many will know, he's been away for about a decade and is coming back full throttle. And he says the comeback is as a result of internal calls from people of the party saying that his experience is needed if the NPP is to annex power again in 2028. What do you make of this political comeback? Do let us know in the comment section on our Facebook page and on YouTube where we are streaming. Just look for 3FM 92.7 and send your messages to us. We'll be happy to share it with the rest of the world. We're going on to one other